Let's take a look at problem number 31, multiplying rational expressions. So, multiplying rational expressions. Step 1. Factor everything. So factor everything. Step 2, cancel if possible. Only guideline is that they are the same, and one is on top, and one is on bottom. Now we're going to find out that numbers you treat a little bit differently, and x to a power you treat a little bit differently. But specifically here, we're talking about ones that truly fit a rational expression, where you, in terms of algebra. And then step 3, I'm going to say put tops together and bottoms together. Now basically that's multiply the top parts together, multiply the bottom parts together, the numerator and denominator. But usually, in most books, you don't see them actually multiply them through. They just put them right next to each other. Yeah, we'll see that. Maybe. I never have worked this particular problem, so I don't know what I'm going to get. Let's see, 31. X minus 1 over 3x minus y times 9x squared minus y squared over 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. Okay. Factor everything. The x minus 1 we can't do anything with. The 3x minus y we can't do anything with. 9x squared minus y squared. This is two terms of the minus trinket. This is the difference of two squares. Now 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 is key number. Excuse me. I'm going to do each one of those over here separately. 9x squared minus y squared. With when it's two terms, the minus trinket, difference two squares, we try to write it as something squared minus something else squared. You look at each piece separately, asking what times itself gives you that. Like for the 9, 3 times 3 will give you the 9. For the x squared, x times x would give that to you. And for the y squared, y times y would give that to you. So if you're able to write it as something squared minus something else squared, you take what's inside your first set of parentheses, you add what's in your last, and you take what's inside your first and you subtract what's in your last. So this factors, let's see, x minus 1, 3x minus y times 3x plus y and 3x minus y. Now the other one, 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. I said this is a key number. Reason why this is a key number is we have an x squared, x, no x, and there's a number in front of our x squared. With a key number, we take the number at the beginning times the number at the end, ignoring signs. So we've got 2 times 5, which gives us 10. And we're going to come up with 3 columns. Our P column, we write down all products, gives us 10. We've got 1 times 10, 2 times 5. In the S column, we add those numbers together. 1 plus 10 is 11, 2 plus 5 is 7. In a difference column, we subtract them, smaller from larger. 10 minus 1 is 9, 5 minus 2 is 3. Now the number we're looking for is a number in our middle term, which is 3, which is right here. So we're going to use 2 and 5. And with the key number, we rewrite our middle term using those two numbers. Now our larger number that we're going to use is a 5. And the large number will always be the same sign as the middle term. Middle term is positive, so there's going to be a positive 5x. Now if the number we circled is in the S column, then S for same signs. They're both positive, both negative. If the number we circled in the difference column, D for different signs. One's positive and one's negative. Well, the number we got circled is in the difference column. So if the 5 is positive, then 2 has to be negative. And then we're going to factor by grouping. Look at my first two terms, my first group. They have an x in common. And that gives us 2x plus 5 My second group doesn't have anything in common, but my first term's negative, so I'll factor out negative 1. And that gives us 2x plus 5. Now your goal is to get that parentheses the same as that, which it is. So I'll factor out the 2x plus 5. And you can cross out the 2x plus 5 to see what goes in your second set of parentheses. What isn't crossed out is what goes right here, which is x minus 1. So this factors as 2x plus 5 times x minus 1. And that was, what was that? Step 1, factor everything. Step 2, cancel if possible. Only guideline is that they're the same, and one is on top and one is on the bottom. Well, here we have a 3x minus y, here we have a 3x minus y. So those are going to cancel. Here we have an x minus 1, here we have an x minus 1. Now notice they do not have to be in the same fraction. They can be in different fractions. Now it doesn't hurt if they're in the same, but they don't have to be. The only guideline is one's on top, one's on the bottom, and they're the same. And of course, we've already made multiplication here, create a product. Now, our last step, put tops together and bottoms together. There's nothing left. Oops, wrong color. Okay. So we're left with 3x plus y over 2x plus 5. Now what I mean by putting the tops together is oftentimes when you've got like a number left and you put it next to something like this, and down here you may have x minus 2 and x minus 7. They won't actually multiply it through. They'll just leave it like this. Some books don't, some do, but most of them leave it like this. So let's see which one this matches. 3x plus y over 2x plus 5. Looks like B is in Bill. So let's go check that. 31B. 31B, okay, it checks.